Good morning guys, welcome. We're in the 5 Series today, heading down to Milton Keynes area, mainly because we've kindly been offered the opportunity to have a training session with Racelogic. So many of you may know that Racelogic produce the VBOX system, and by purchasing one of the devices from brand new, you are entitled to a free training session down at their headquarters, where they'll teach you how to set up a VBOX scene, which is basically what the video output produces. So all of the speedos, any sponsors, the circuit layout, and your rear view camera, all of those aspects. It teaches you how to set up that scene if you want to modify it and tweak it to your own specific needs. And when we get there, they'll also try and teach us, wow, that sun is very low and bright. They'll also teach us how to actually interpret the data. So Circuit Tools is another piece of software they provide when you buy one of their products, whereby you can look at the analysis and analyze the data between multiple laps, or many laps. If you do, say, I don't know, 4 sessions in a day, you can basically, out of every lap of every session, you can cross-reference any one against any other. From an exact point on the race circuit, you can select a spot where you look like you're going faster in one corner than you were on a previous lap, and you can analyse your entry speeds, your braking force, and you can try and understand whether you were braking unnecessarily technically. And you can even, thanks to the GPS quality, you can actually, between 2 separate laps, you can analyse and get it to tell you how far apart you were from your previous position on the track to your current position on the track. So if on lap 29 you were right on the apex, but you can see on the lap 30 you were nowhere near the apex, the GPS will actually tell you how much further away you were than your other lap from that exact spot, which is pretty impressive. And obviously from that you can obviously tell from when you've got certain G-forces entering a corner. If you can tell that you've too much G-force forward, you can obviously tell that you were braking or you were losing speed. And from working out what the maximum G load is on the tyre, you can technically work out, so say it's maximum G is, I don't know, I'm plucking a figure out the air here. Let's say maximum is 2.8 G for my type of tyre. Then if you're going around a corner and you're going, your braking force is 2.2 G, then you know that you've still got a lot more braking that you can exert on that corner, which is valuable data to understand. So you obviously know that I'm on the way now to Racelogic, as I've already mentioned. So I bought my Racelogic VBOX HD2 from Gold Star Onboard Limited. They're a website which I'll put the link to below, and I managed to negotiate a little bit of discount. I think it was about 5-10% discount, which is reasonably good, because it's quite hard to get discount on these products. I think these ones retail at about £1,200 to £1,500 depending on how you spec it. But Gold Star Onboard actually provides you some bespoke custom-made mounts, which are tremendous quality, billet aluminium construction, and tiny little thumbnail screws to be able to finite the angle of how you position your camera. And the quality of the mountings and the brackets are incredible. It's one of the biggest reasons I went with Gold Star Onboard rather than directly through Racelogic or any other company. I have noticed that a race team, DPR Motorsport, down in Surrey, Kent kind of way, they actually have started to produce their own brackets as well, which look very good quality as well, which I've heard DPR are pretty good at doing that type of thing. DPR also provide little lens caps to protect the front of the cameras, which I'm quite interested in, but they don't advertise them online. But I know someone that's purchased one from there and had it installed by them, and they have little lens protector caps for when in use, which is a nice little touch. So I might try and inquire about them. But the service from Gold Star Onboard was absolutely incredible, so I think I called up their team to try and find out if there's any discount that could be had. I then got put in touch with the manager, had several email correspondences with the manager, a deal was struck, It was delivered really quickly. They used the delivery service whereby you could, obviously, if you were out, you could say you're out and it's delivered the next day without any fuss. You didn't have to call anyone, you just literally rescheduled it via the DPD website, which is super easy. And yeah, I can't recommend them enough. And since I've had the product, it's been really good, easy to update the firmware on it, and it's just quite intuitive to use actually. This new one is now waterproof, I think. It's a nice design, it takes an SD card, and it basically does everything you need to do for a racing situation. Now I appreciate £1,200 to £1,500 is a lot of money. You can get, obviously, there are lower models in the range, and you can get the normal VBOX Lite, which the reason I didn't go for that was the video quality. It was nowhere near HD quality. It was, I think, 640 by 480 on the pixels, and it was just pretty low res. And I think if I want to be able to interrogate my footage in high detail, it's just easier if it's in HD, and for you guys it looks visually better. And yeah, I just like it in HD, to be fair. There are a few other nice features of the newer one as well, so you can use an app on your phone to do a live viewing of the actual output when you're setting up the camera angle, so you can see what it actually looks like, so you're making sure that it's perfect before having to plug a card in, record something, go back to your laptop, plug it in, review it. You can just do it from your iPhone or your iPad or something like that, which is really good. So yeah. Okay, so I think we're here. Yes, we are indeed. Oh, no, I've come in the wrong way because it's in that car park I need to get to. What a noob. So they've got a Nissan GTR here, which I believe is one of their demo cars, and I'm just about now to head into the Racelogic head office. So let's go in and get some training. So looks like we get a little notepad, USB stick, and some stickers. And then we've obviously got the different types of Racelogic boxes down here as well. Let's go have a look. So this is the VBOX HD2, which is the one I've got. The camera's in there as well, and the display. This is the VLogic HD original, I believe that is, and this one's obviously the Racelogic Lite, which is the basic range, middle range, and top of the range. Okay, so we're just leaving Racelogic now, and it was a very informative session, which was good. I now understand a little bit more around how to understand the actual data and how to interpret and analyze the data in a little bit more of an efficient way. They obviously teach you how to set up a scene, so if you want sponsor logos, if you want to change the dials, if you want to add different pictures and graphics and overlays on, they teach you how to do all of that, which is good. And then they teach you obviously how to import files, how to resave different media, and a lot of other information. They teach you a little bit more about the hardware side as well, so they'll tell you if you want to do it in a specific way, you're better off having this cable and configure it in a certain way, which is all very good. And they tell you slight information around if you need to do upgrading your firmware. They tell you how to upgrade the firmware, and obviously give you a little bit of a sales pitch on any new updates that are coming out soon. And they didn't give you any timescales on any of those updates, unfortunately. So there should be a heart rate monitor coming out soon, but it sounds like that's probably going to be using their own specific heart rate monitor rather than any other Ant Plus heart rate monitor that you may already have for like cycling or any other types of sport. So that's a little bit of a shame. And also they're going to be releasing a 60 frames per second firmware update, so instead of having 30 frames per second, we'll be able to get 60 frames per second, which we're currently recording at 25 frames per second on this GoPro. So it'll be significantly smoother than this is. So yeah, that's exciting. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody that currently subscribes. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe so you can see all the other latest content that's coming out. We're only 10 days away now from our first race, our first track day, sorry, and we're only a month away nearly from our first race at Alton Park on the 18th of March, so plenty of new content to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.